What's up, guys? Welcome back to Team Lid, and today we have Renil, who came in third place at last week's locals. What were your matches?
So I was playing Dinomorphia like a scrub, and round one was against Ishizu Tears, absolutely bodied Zander. Round two was branded Dogmatica. That was a bit grindy. We took it to game three, but I managed to push out a win in the end. Round three was against the almighty push. Against Tarshan, I played against his Sword Soul. Let's just say I forgot how to Yu-Gi-Oh! We don't talk about anything.
For the Swordfall deck profile, just go to the channel, it's there.
Yeah, check it out. Round four was against Draco Slayers, and that was the easiest match of the day.
Okay. All right, then I guess we can go to the deck profile.
That's much nicer.
Sure.
All right.
I'm keeping that.
Okay.
Right. Okay, cool.
How about you show us what you played?
Okay, so the main starter is 3 Theresia. This is like the best card in the deck. It just sets Dinomorphia trap from deck directly. So Vela and Imperm do hurt it, but Ash can't stop it. Then we have 3 Diplos. I don't like normal summoning it. It's personally just something I like to fusion off into the grave. We have the 1 Misk. Never used it on locals. It's just there for decoration and to keep Andre happy. Then we have 2 Lord. This actually came up quite a bit because in those sticky situations I could set a frenzy or domain and go into my fusion plays. That's it for like the main monsters.
Why not play 3 lords?
It's kind of bricky, like you don't want to see 2 lords in your hand. Sometimes you do, but most of the times you just want the 1 lord to protect against lightning storms, harpy. Against evenly, lord is useless, so no real point, and everyone here has evenlies.
Understandable.
Then we just have the 3 Ash.
So you play Ash in this format?
I do. It helps against tier elements a little bit, but the main reason I play this, and you'll see it in my extra deck, is because it's a level 3 tuner. Great card. For the spells, I'm not really playing a lot of spells, and you'll understand why just now. So we have 2 Fossil Dig, the 1 card of Demise, and 3 Duality. I'm too broke to afford prosperities, so this is my lineup. I play 2 Fossil Digs because most of the time you just want to see Theresia. Sometimes Misk, but it depends on you.
But I mean, like, if it's a search card, why don't you play 3 Fossil Dig instead of 2?
Space.
Okay.
I am playing a 46 card build,
Oh.
and that's why.
Okay.
Moving on to the traps, we have the fusion traps of 3 Domain and 3 Frenzy. So Domains uses Dinomorphias from your hand, field, or deck by to fusion summon.
Okay.
And Frenzy uses 1 from your extra deck and deck by sending them to the graveyard. Against Plunder, it kind of sucks because both cards do say send to grave.
So against D-Shifter.
So against D-Shifter and Dimensional Fisher and Macrocosmos, you kind of have to find a way to get Brute or Sonic just to stop it beforehand.
Okay.
So then we have 2 Sonic. This is the counter trap that negates spells and traps.
Okay.
So when you activate it, you pay half your life points. I should have mentioned that earlier. A lot of this deck is just paying half your life points. So you pay half your life points, you negate the spell or trap, and then you destroy a Dinomorphia. We have 1 Alert, 1 Brute. Alert is a monster reborn. It targets up to level 8, so you can bring back 2 level 4s, or you can just bring back Kentragina or a Rexstrom. Brute, I kind of want to play it at 2, but playing it at 1 seems to work fine. Because of Kentragina, you technically always have a second copy of these 2. Then we have 3 Solemn Strike, 3 Judgment. This card is really great if you open it. This card is kind of weird. You don't want to see it past turn 1 and 2, because after turn 1 and 2, you're like at 2,000 life points or less. I know, like, most of the time I'm at 1,000 life points and I have one of these set, and I end up never using it. We have the spice now, some ferret flames.
Okay, explain this one. Why
So-
ferret flames?
This card was what helped me just shut down Xander and his tears. Basically it says, if the combined attack of all face-up monsters your opponent controls is higher than my life points, the opponent has to shuffle back monsters they control so that the total combined attack of the monsters they control are less than or equal than my life points. So it's really great when you're at 1,000 and your opponent is just chilling on Kit Kalos, Rule Kalos, and Collider Heart. You flip this, they send it all away, and then you just poke for game.
Okay.
3 summon limit, 3 anti-spell, pain and suffering.
Every trap deck needs some floodgates.
So I would have probably played Gozen, Rivalry, but this is just good overall.
Okay.
This didn't really come up that much
Okay.
for me. Against the Draco Slayer match, in his standby phase, I flipped an anti-spell, he scooped. Not much Draco Slayers can do.
Oof.
Game 2, I flipped the summon limit, and he just even lead me. I took it and just sat on Rexstrom, and he couldn't do anything.
Okay.
And then the last 3, Imperm.
Always a good staple to have in any deck, I'm assuming.
Sometimes this just helps
Yeah.
in weird moments. Like if you, normally you don't even use it from hand. What you do is you normal summon and go off and then set your cards. And then in their turn, this would probably be turn 3 of the game, is if you try to activate a frenzy, you can always just flip the Imperm to negate whatever monster negate they have. Moving on to the extra deck, I think it's pretty standard for Dinomorphia Deck Profile. So you have 3 Stout Berg, 3 Kentragina, 3 Rexstrom. So Stout Bergia basically says if your life points are 2,000 or lower, you don't pay life.
Okay.
It also has a burn effect, so if a monster your opponent control activates a card effect, you can chain this to burn them for its attack. It doesn't really help in time, because if they're at 8k and you're at 1, but I guess every little bit helps. Kentragina is like the main engine. So her attack on the card says 4,000, but she loses attack equal to your life points.
Okay.
So if you're at 4k, she's 0. If you're at 2k life points, she's at 2k. And her effect is really crucial to the deck, because you pay half, you banish a Dinomorphia normal trap, and you copy its effect. So she's basically your extra copy of Frenzy and Domain.
Oh, okay.
Rexstrom is like VFD Light. So its effect is basically your opponent can't activate effects of monsters they control on the field if their attack is equal to or higher than your life points. So if you're chilling at 1,000, there's not much they can do in terms of field. The downside is it doesn't affect your hand or graveyard.
It's only fair that way.
All Dinomorphias have this cool thing where if they're destroyed by battle or card effect, they float.
Okay.
So Rexstrom lets you reborn anything level 6 and lower. Kentragina and Bergia are level 4s. And the Theresia and Diplos basically float into each other by banishing traps.
Okay. Okay.
Then we have the 1 Raiders Knight and Ark Rebellion. Shout out to Bulela. This is just for a gimmicky OTK, if I can get it off. I would play probably the Dark Charmer and a Unicorn, because I haven't resolved these 2 successfully ever. They see Raiders Knight and people are just like, no.
I mean, if they say yes, it's pretty much game over for them.
Then we have the 1 Dolka, 1 Lagia.
Okay.
So I normally make Dolka a lot more than Lagia, but sometimes like in a grind game you want to make the Lagia just so they don't plus off something like Desires or the Tears Field spell.
Yeah.
Then we do play the one Mirage. This is just because Diplo, if you normal summon Diplos, you can link into this, and then you have some protection. Not a lot, just some.
Just enough.
And my favorite card, Psychic and Punisher.
This is why the Ash was important.
So you use Ash and the Rexstrom to make this.
Okay.
It's basically unaffected by activated effects of cards, so long as my life points are lower than my opponent's.
Which they will usually be.
And then I can pay 1,000 life points to, I think, banish one card I control and one card they control.
Oh, okay.
Which is really cool. But this is like a game ender because at the start of the battle phase, I can make it gain attack equal to the difference between my life points and my opponent's.
It doesn't matter if your opponent is winning or losing. It's just the difference.
It's just the difference. So I like if I know I can make this, I'll try to keep them above 6k and I'll try to get as low as possible. Normal summon, go into this and poke for game.
Okay, okay.
Moving on to the side. We do play the small artifact package. I think it's really good. Didn't really come up that much. So just one side, two Sanctum.
Okay.
Why are you guys looking at me like that? 3 Prohibition. Calling Fallen of Elbears is really fun. Calling Super Party is really crucial. I've been Super Polyed so much with this deck, it's not even funny anymore. Sometimes I just end on Rexstrom Pass. We have 3 Ice Dragons Prison. This was just a random side card. I couldn't find anything to side.
Was the least useful?
It did help once.
Okay.
I managed to banish, I think, a Masquerade.
Okay.
And that was it.
Okay.
Then we just played the generic 3 Storms.
Generic 3.
And 3 Evenlies.
Okay.
These never leave my side deck. Never. I wouldn't make them leave unless they're in the main. But that's about it.
Alright, well, thank you for the deck profile. And remember guys, if you enjoy the video, please don't forget to like, subscribe and comment. And I will catch you on the next one. Peace.